The following is an original audio series from Sierra International Machinery, Pile of Scrap, with your host, John Sacco.
Well, hello again to Pile of Scrap. This episode will be the last episode of ISRI 2024, and I am joined by a family from Louisiana, the Mims family. I got Father Greg, Sister Alex, and superhero Andrew. Drew. I'm calling you superhero.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Because I have just learned. Welcome. First of all, welcome
Thank
to
you very
Pile
much.
of Scrap.
Appreciate you having
I
us.
think this is great. I've learned. What a great story. Already learning talking to you, Dad. You told me you handed the reins over to your son 2 years ago.
Right.
To a 21-year-old kid.
Yeah, he was capable of doing it, so, you know.
You let it
he
rock.
was ready, let him go.
So I learned about you. You dropped out of high school at 16, but you worked in the yard all the time.
Right.
You told your kindergarten teacher you couldn't go to school because you had to go to work.
That's right.
You're lucky your dad didn't get thrown in jail for something, thinking you're just slave labor, right? Well, Drew, you're leading the charge.
Yep.
Dad, give to you. So what's the relationship now? How do you guys work together? Tell me how this works.
We work very well together. You know, if I need anything, I know he's there. All I have to do is pick up the phone to call him. Because being young, there are some things that I'm still unsure of, you know, worried about making the wrong decision or whether to buy this material at this price or this, that. But I've kind of grown out of that and learned to do it myself. But if I need him, I always know he's there. And that means a lot, you know.
You said something interesting to me, Greg. You said you could only have one boss.
That's correct. I mean,
A dog can only have one master, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So you recognize this, but how did you know it was time already at you're a young man still? Well, how did you know that it was like, you know, this is the best for this company to let Drew just take it by
I
the...
feel like if you're going to make a mistake, make it full speed. Don't make it half speed. If you're going to do it all the way. And if it's right, it's right. If it's not, hey, we'll regroup and do something else. I just felt like it was time. And my golf game was slacking a little bit, and I was ready. I had to do something
now
else.
I get this nefarious plans. Dad wanted to play a little more golf.
Time to take a little time for myself.
So right on. So, you know, we've talked on the phone. You know, I watch your post on Instagram. Your sister, Miss Alex, real name Julia, but you go by Alex. Is it Alexandra?
Yeah, it's Julia Alexandra.
But you go by Alex?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, I'm watching you guys going, and one day she posted something, and I sent her a message. Don't post that, because I want you to keep, there's some things that, but now I'm seeing your post, and, you know, I'm seeing more and more of it. Has that helped business?
Yes, it has. You know, getting out there to show people who we are, what we do. You know, the scrap industry gets portrayed as
The recycling materials
industry. Recycling materials industry gets portrayed as a bad niche, you know, right? It's dirty, it's gritty, you know, people look down on it, but at the end of the day, like you always say, without us, there would be no hospitals, no vehicles to drive, you know, the infrastructure, a lot of what we use in our daily lives that people, you know, it wouldn't be here without recycled processors.
Absolutely.
Like ourselves.
So, before we get started, you talk about how, you know, you'll do any job. You'll change the blades on your stick shears. You'll work to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, you're unafraid to do that work. So you garner already the respect of your employees, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now it's a lot of hard work. You're just a one-man show. So, Dad, you told us, Greg, that you wanted Alex to come in to do what? What was your vision? And I want to hear from you. Who was pushing her the most? You telling Dad, get her to come in, or how does this work?
I think basically I was trying to get Alex to come in to join the family business. She was in Shreveport working for a bank, doing great, making plenty of money. And I was like, hey, look, come on, we got a good thing here. Come on. My ultimate vision is to see her out buying material, is what my vision was. Hey, come on in. I'll buy you a car. I'll get you a place to live, a house. Come on in, be part of the family. We need some help. We're growing right now. Let's go. It's a good opportunity for you. And I said, come on and buy some material. Let's, you know, get out there and do what you're good at, meeting people, you know, talking to them. And I made one mistake is I thought Alex would know as much as I know about the scrap business when she first came in, which I had no idea. I was like, wait, we've been doing this for a long time now. Think how long it took me to learn.
But she wasn't down there on Saturdays getting her hands dirty like Drew, right?
Right, yeah.
So you had an advantage there.
Yeah.
So, okay, Dad wants Alex to come in. Younger brother, what are you thinking?
I'm all for it, Yeah. Well, see, Alex has a young son, Ivan. He's 4. And I just think it would be right for them to be with us and, be part of what we're doing, because at the end of the day, we all have the same last name, Mims. We're all family. We should work together with one another, and we all work good together. We all have a great relationship. There's really no beef between any of us.
There's enough room for everyone.
There is in a growing business.
It's just meant to be.
All right, so Alex, we've talked a little bit here yesterday, and I'm highly encouraging you. Look, I know nothing about what you do. I know the business, obviously, but you ready to get out there? Ready to go by? You ready to go knock on doors? I think you'll kill it.
I've never been afraid of. My first job was knocking on doors selling AT&T to strangers. So I've never been afraid to go and talk to people. It really was I just had no idea what I was talking about. And when you're talking to these, established men in the business, they don't want to deal with little girl, not knowing what she's doing. So it just takes a little bit of time to get a little bit of knowledge under your belt.
What's your comfort level now? Are you?
I feel fine.
So all right. So I want to see post of Alex out there
knocking on some doors.
Absolutely.
That's it.
So what I want is the post. My dream post for your family is Drew going, Alex, we got more material than we can handle. Slow down. Take a day off. Don't you and your son need to go to Disneyland?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to call John and say, hey, John, we need a stationary shear. Send us one.
So, listen, being so young doesn't mean you don't have vision. Doesn't mean anything to me. Age is just a number. You're a hard-working young man. It seems that obviously the whole family is. Give me your vision. You're only 22. 5 years from now, you're still 27. What do you see for Mims Recycling in 5 years?
I don't know if I can do that in a short answer, but just growth. More accounts, more roll-off boxes, more equipment. A team, have all of our team together that able to process the recycled material efficiently, and just be bigger and better. I don't want to be the biggest scrap guy in the industry, but I want to make a name for ourselves, and I want people to recognize that, hey, Mims is a player when it comes to the scrap business, and just recognize that we can compete with some of the larger companies. And that's.
But you're in a pretty small area, am I right?
We are.
What's the population in, let's say, a 60-mile radius of where you're at?
25,000, 20,000.
You got much
You
industry
have 2
now?
universities there as well, though.
What universities are there?
Louisiana Tech and Grambling.
Oh, Grambling's there. All right,
Yeah.
right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any problem with labor? Meaning finding the labor, not.
Not so much.
Not so much. It's there.
I guess
All right, so
we don't have any turnover.
So you actually you have the ability to grow because you have a workforce potential, right?
Correct, yeah. And we don't have any turnover. The guys that come to work with us stay with us, usually.
Okay, so you said something. You just want to be better.
That's it.
I use that at Sierra. I don't want to be the best anymore. I just want to be better.
Yeah, change starts with self. If you
Yes,
want to
sir.
change something, you change yourself
So
first, and then everything follows in.
I couldn't agree more. And I think that's it. If every day you're striving to be better, you find something that you can improve on.
Right?
It's a journey that you never arrive.
That's right.
Because if you say, well, we're the best, maybe you'll stop.
Where are you going from there?
Right.
You stop pushing.
Right.
You stop maybe thinking about new ways. You paint yourself in a corner or get in the proverbial box, which I hate. That's why I've
You
done all
become
this
complacent
crazy.
is what you do.
Well, that's what about this marketing thing for me, branding and why I podcast, repurpose, all these different things we're coming out with. Why? Because I'm tired. I got tired of what I consider cliche marketing in our industry,
Right.
from machines, about
Yeah.
what we do.
New things get me excited, and when I'm excited, I'm putting forth more effort than I was if I'm complacent in what I'm doing every day. There's
right.
never a morning that gets there I'll say, man, I hate to get up and do whatever I'm doing. I'm excited every morning to go, what's today going to bring?
So tell me
I'm
something
ready.
new that you just come across that maybe he told you about, or you found, or Alex found. Tell me something new that got you only fired up.
The machinery in this industry and how it's changing and how much it's developing and the R&D that's going into the things that are happening now, it's amazing. I mean, as far as, what the machines will do now and your downflow streams, and especially with shredders and things of that nature. I'm really interested in that, even though we don't own a shredder. But I figure if the more we know about their business, the better a customer we can be to them,
Well,
and if we provide good material, what they're looking for, I know that when times get hard, we're always going to still be able to deliver to that mill or that plant or whoever.
You become a preferred vendor,
Correct.
which is
Yeah.
absolutely, look, especially when you get into non-ferrous, when you're shipping
Right.
aluminum, you go into a Novellus,
Yeah.
you get one shot with them.
Right.
You ship them something that's off grade,
Yeah.
you think you're getting over it, you're done.
Yeah, well,
That's it.
we're not
You are
trying to get over
completely
it.
done.
Well, that's one thing. We believe in total transparency. That's one thing I've always told them. Hey, if you're going to tell anybody something, tell them the truth. It may not be what they want to hear, but at least it's the truth. You can go to the bank with the truth. If I tell you something's not true, you make plans around that, then I've messed you up. When I knew all along I could only do this, but I told you I could do something else, well, that's not good business. And what are you going to do? You're not going to do business with that person anymore.
Yeah, no,
So,
100%.
and same thing with customers. You tell somebody, hey, I'll be there to pick it up on Wednesday. You know you can't get in until Friday. That puts those person at a deficiency.
So speaking of, how many trucks you guys are running?
I hate trucks.
Five of our
You
own.
can't move recycled
I
materials
understand
without
that.
trucks.
I
Five of
understand
our
that.
own, and then we have 2 or
Contract
3
trucks.
contract truckers.
Roll-off trucks or
2 roll-offs and then 3 end dumps. But
Yeah.
5 end dumps total, 3 trucks pulling.
all right. So it's funny. About 4 months ago at Sierra, we had all these roll-offs in our yard. I'm going, what's going on?
Right? Where are the boxes?
Why are the
Why aren't
boxes
they-
here?
Yeah, right.
2 weeks ago, I'm like, hey, Daniel, where are our boxes? He goes, no, our buyer, Cheeto, he's got them out everywhere.
That's what you want.
That's what you want. So it's interesting because
That's right.
I thought we had too many bins. I'm like,
No, you can never
they're
have
not
too many
cheap.
bins.
No.
You're not buying
I
bins
know exactly
cheap
what
right
they
now.
are. No.
And so now you're like, I'm seeing 25 bins. You go, that's a lot of money just sitting there. But now they're not there anymore. So now, okay, got to go get more. So, growth is, you can be a victim of your own success.
No, most definitely.
can.
We don't
So
want to overextend ourselves either.
Well, you and I had a phone conversation about this. You sometimes you get to a crossroads for growth. How do you grow? When you got to invest more into your business. You might need that new roll-off. You might need that new material handler. You might need a new shear, a new baler, whatever it is. Okay, it doesn't matter, but you got to do it. So where are you now?
That's risk too.
Yeah.
Always. So where are you at now, Drew?
Where are we at with our?
Meaning, what's your next?
What's
thing?
our next move?
Is it a truck, material handler? What do you think your next? Your yard, a new scale?
A 2-ram non-ferrous baler would be our
Good
next
answer.
move.
Good answer. Good answer.
So you're
Survey
great.
says.
Dad's approving. All right,
Yeah,
Alex,
that's
you've been
it.
silent over here. You got to go out and buy some of this non-ferrous for to feed into your brother's dream.
I was telling you about that earlier. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Once I get my mindset on something, I had already decided to take over the copper market in our area, which I will be doing.
She says that it's kind of believable when she says
I will
that.
be
it.
doing that.
Well,
I'm
careful
going
what
after
you
West
wish
Monroe.
for. Sister's going to
Right.
go out and get it for you.
Let's hedge it, Alex. If
Yeah.
we buy, let's hedge.
At the right
He's
price.
smart.
Yeah, let's hedge.
Brother here knows he's being smart, but that's being. You got to do it. That what you
That's
don't,
right.
don't overextend.
You
and
gotta have
that's
some
a great
faith you gotta have some faith in what they think too. What's the future going to bring? Where's this market headed? I mean, if we all knew that, man, we would be rich.
Yeah.
If I knew what was going to happen in the market, I would be a mine reader, not a scrap
Yeah,
guy.
100%.
Or a
I think that's
recycling
great.
guy.
So you're still young. I'm
Relatively.
going back to Dad now.
Yeah.
Look, I'm 62 and I'm doing more than I have ever done. I'm traveling.
Right.
I tell my wife, I go, my God, Monica, I'm
Feel
traveling
good, though,
before
don't you?
like I did before we had kids.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Your kids are grown though, huh?
Yeah, I'm
Second
like,
youth.
my son's 21. He's at
Yeah, second
TCU.
youth.
He's a junior.
Right.
And my daughter's going to be 25 this May, and she's out on her own, kicking butt. I offered her a job to come work for me. She didn't want to come work for me.
Right.
I was offering more, but you know what? She told me, Dad, I'm really happy with what I'm doing.
That's important.
Yeah.
Yep. If you're happy
That's
with what you
everything,
do, you never
really.
work a day in your life.
And as fathers, we know what?
That's right.
All we want is our kids to be
That's
happy.
correct. Yep. And taken care of. You know, you don't want them struggling. You don't want a happy homeless kid. You know?
Well, yeah, that's a funny statement, but I get it. So you have any kids yet?
I do not.
You have a boy,
I
4-year-old.
do. Yeah.
He's going to be getting into that school and that sports thing here. So what sport do you want him to play?
I don't really mind. I just hope it's not soccer because of the season. It's just too cold during soccer season.
All right, what's your favorite sport then, Mom?
Probably baseball. Football's like too.
We want him to be a golfer. That's what we want.
Well, listen, let me tell you, get that golf club in his hand.
He can play a long time.
Grandpa,
Play
hello,
a long
Grandpa. You need a caddy, don't you?
I do, most definitely.
Oh, I
Most
think
definitely.
you what's
Ivan's
your son's
coming in.
name?
Ivan.
All right, well, Ivan needs to go with Grandpa
Oh,
over
yeah.
here and go do some golfing.
He's too stuck up Drew's butt to do
Yeah.
anything. Drew,
He wants to be
likes
crushing
working.
cars
He's-
with
he
Drew.
wants to be crushing
yeah,
cars.
he wants to
He
crush
doesn't care
cars.
What an
anything about
influence.
sports.
I don't know.
Yeah. I've
already
Are you
got
a
it.
bad influence or a good influence on
That's
your
a
kid?
good
No, he's
influence.
I don't know. It's
good.
good
He's
influence, I
good.
would
Good
say.
influence.
If anyone's the bad influence,
Oh, yeah, for me, probably. Yeah.
No,
That's
he
right.
loves it. He
Yeah.
loves
He
it.
loves the
Yeah.
scrap
Yeah,
yard.
he
loves
does.
Yeah,
scrapping,
that's his
you
hero.
know.
What does he call you?
Uncle Drew. and
Uncle Drew.
Superman.
Uncle Drew.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow.
Uncle Drew and Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah, that's his heroes.
That's
Uncle
a
Drew and
superhero.
Spider-Man.
That's a
Spider-Man.
superhero.
Yeah.
I always liked Superman growing up because the Man of Steel, right?
Right,
Yeah,
correct.
that's it.
I don't
That's
know.
it.
He was always my hero growing up. It begs the question of you being the uncle, you and him being that, he looking up to you. What things are you going to try to influence him on? What are the things that him looking up to you, what are you going to pass along to him? What is it that he needs to know that it's going to come from him?
Ground rods are not copper.
Just be yourself, and be comfortable with what you do in life. If he doesn't follow the path to be in the family business, then more power to him. But I think he has an opportunity with us in the future. I think we would hopefully have grown a good bit by the time he gets ready to come into the business, and just be comfortable, be yourself. Don't worry about being something you're not. If you don't like the scrap business, and if you want to go do whatever, just be yourself. And
I don't think there's any chance he won't be in the scrap
yeah,
business.
but
it's
be
just
honest and
he loves it too much.
All right,
It's like
wait, hold
there
on. I'm
every
going
day.
back. Let's go to Mom now.
Kid
I'm going to
loves
start calling you Mom.
Yeah.
So Ivan goes, Mom, I want to go to the yard. Mom.
I'm praying he
She'll
wants to
already
go to
be
the
there,
yard.
so.
Yeah, I mean, he can do whatever he wants, but there's just too much opportunity here for me to
It's a fun
not
place,
be
too. I
happy
mean,
that he would want to
it's a
be
good
included
place.
in this.
So how often is he at the yard?
Every time school is out,
Every day,
he's not
Not
at the
every
yard
day, but
every day.
every other day.
I
Whenever
have to
he's
make it a
more
fun
often
thing.
than I am. I'll put it like that. He's there more than I am.
That's kind of
Much
interesting.
more than me.
More than you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
No,
wanting to
he's
go
there
in-
all the time.
He's there every day.
Yeah, I'm rarely there.
Well, I think that's awesome. Look, when I was a little guy, I don't know why I remember this because I knew we were living at our old house, so that was pre-1968. So I'm only 4 or 5 years old. I remember on a Saturday, my two older brothers were getting to go down to Sierra, and we used to do agri-packaging. They were going down,
Right.
and I remember I got up and ran out of the kitchen. My dad said, "No, you can't go," and I just remember falling on the floor crying.
crying, right?
It was the weirdest thing. I don't know why that I still have that vivid memory. And I always enjoyed working. I graduated from USC May 8th of 1984, and 2 weeks later, I've been working ever since.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. It was kind of like with Drew. It was like we were into music. We always played guitar, and we're in a band, and always did that. And it's like, Drew, you want a guitar for Christmas? No, I want a cutting torch. He didn't want a guitar. He wanted a cutting torch for Christmas.
Dude, you
That's
were
what he got,
born in
so.
1922,
Yeah.
and somehow they waited.
time travel. They had a real good time
you
travel
are
machine.
a
where-
time traveler, man. You are. Wait, you play guitar?
Yeah,
What kind of guitar you play?
I have quite a few of them. I play a Telecaster usually.
I got a Stratocaster. I got a Gibson Les Paul.
I got a couple Les
and I got my
Pauls.
Martin D28.
I got a few Martins. A few
And I got
Taylors.
my daughter's Taylor. Now I'm a hack guitar player. I mean,
Yeah.
G, C, D, a little A minor in there, and I
collect.
can
I
play.
started collecting guitars when I had a lot of cash money. It was like
So you like the
good,
Telecaster?
either firecrackers or jewelry. It was the only thing you could buy with cash. And I was like, oh, you can buy guitars with it too. So I have about 50 guitars in the collection.
Nice. Well,
It's
you're
pretty
a
nice.
real guitar player. I'm
Oh,
not.
not
I'm
really.
a hack.
I play guitar.
Like
I
I said,
to
if
sing.
it's DCG, I can play that till the cows
we
come
got
home.
we got a little place set up in the basement of my house. Where
I
we
got a
play
basement
music.
too, and my
Yeah.
guitars. My wife made. We were hanging up the
Yeah.
guitars, and so. Do you play?
No, I'm
I
there
haven't
on
played
the
the drums
microphone.
Do you
No,
play?
no.
You just play with torches and
I play-
shears.
yeah,
and
I play with
and
scrap
roll
metal.
off try-
Recycle materials. So I
You
play with.
love the music that makes, huh?
That's
right.
The sound of
the
sound
sound
of
of
Sound of
cheering.
money.
the sound of money. Oh my goodness.
He does.
So we're going back to guitars for a second.
Okay.
Pardon me, kids. I played on. We had a Christmas party, and I'm in YPO, Young Presidents Organization, and my forum group. We found out a few years ago we all play, so we had this party and we got to play. So we had the sound system all set up,
Right.
the PA system, and we had a sound guy. We did our sound check before we played. Everything was perfect. So around 7:30, we're gonna start playing at 8. The sound system guy goes, man, I can't get it off mute. And my one forum mate was like, well, we can't play. And I'm like, well, what do you mean we can't play? Anyway, I go, we've been rehearsing.
Right.
We're playing. This is my party. I didn't get this tent, this stage.
Everything's
I have
set up
200
here
of my closest
not to
friends.
play.
Right?
Right.
So what was funny as hell because he didn't want to play. I said, and everybody in the band goes, we're playing. We're just going to plug into the amps,
Right.
turn up the mics to where we think we need to be, and let's
get
rock.
it, yeah.
We had a ball.
Right.
There's nothing like playing. You
Oh,
you,
man,
you
it's
like
awesome.
the band, huh?
Oh yeah. I love
So
to
are
play.
you the lead guitar? Are you the rhythm
I
guitar?
play whatever. I like anything. It doesn't matter.
You sing too? I don't sing.
I sing. Anything. Bass.
Do
I
you
was a
sing?
bass player more than anything.
I sing. Not well. I sing.
It's singing.
I'm a
It's-
performer.
Now, so as a kid growing up, you watched Dad play guitar. You had no interest.
No, I watched him play guitar. You know, I never could pick it up. You know, and when I was in high school and younger, I was a big fan of baseball.
Okay.
Played a lot of baseball, travel ball. You know, so I was always deeply involved in sports.
You play Little League or Cal Ripken? When you were young.
Played little league, travel ball, and then played some high school ball. You know, and then
What did you play?
shortstop, and then I was pitcher.
Catcher. He was a
I was
catcher for a
catcher when I
long
was
time.
younger. It was
Pitch.
pitch,
Yeah,
shortstop.
Giancarlo, my son, we did the travel ball till he was 13, and he was really good. It's just that at 13, half the team went to high school at the end of,
Yeah.
and the other
That's
half.
in little league. You
so
have
his
it,
team
everybody's going to be a
that he played
major
with,
league baseball player, and some of them don't even play high school ball. You know.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
and,
that's
and
what
so
happens.
a couple of kids he grew up playing with. John Gardner was a hell of a baseball player. He was a hell of a football player, but I didn't let him play till 11th grade.
Right.
But he fell in love with golf.
That's a good sport.
That's a good sport.
And so his freshman year in high school, he was wrestling. He never wrestled a day in his life. And I told him, look, dude, you're going to get your ass kicked. Because, Dad, I want to wrestle. I'm going to be a better football player. I go, okay. I go, here's the deal. 1 foot on the mat in practice, you will do the whole season. Deal. He did. And so one day he was at school and the baseball coach goes, John Carlo, why aren't you out here in winter workouts? He goes, well, I'm playing, I'm wrestling.
Wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Well, you need to be out here. And he's like, I'm wrestling. He goes, you need to be out here. So he comes home, I go pick him up. He gets in the car. He goes, hey, Dad, would you be mad if I didn't play baseball and played golf instead? And I said, no, but why all of a sudden? He tells me a story.
Yeah.
So you had a coach that you didn't get along with, right?
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird, though, how that can change the course of
Sure
of a
did.
passion?
It just ruins it. You know, if you don't have that relationship, and you know, to me, it's baseball is a team oriented.
Here's what I like. Drew always
you know?
said. The coach came to him. He's like, Drew, you got all your life to work. Drew's like, I don't want to work all my life.
Yeah,
You know,
I did tell
I'm going to
him
work now. He's like, well, you got all your life to work. Well, I don't want to work all my life, fella.
that. Yeah,
You know,
but
it's like,
So continue on. I want to hear your thoughts here.
It just ruined the. You know, it wasn't fun anymore. Right, I was really good. You know, one of the best players on the team, and
Best
he and I
player
just
in the
couldn't get
school.
along. You know, and I think I told him one day I played shortstop, so it was the last ground ball of the day before practice. I threw it behind my back, and we turned a double play. Well, he said, "You're not going to do that on my GED baseball field." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, you're not the only person that has a baseball team in Lincoln Parish. I'll go play for somebody else." So that's what I did.
All right, so what lesson from that coach have you taken into the workplace, and you make sure you don't make the mistake of turning people off, turning them away, and putting them down?
Just be understanding, everybody has their problems. We may have a guy that misses a couple days of work and he doesn't call you. Well, I'm not going to, dog him out too bad when he gets back. Oh, you're this, you're that. I lost X amount of production because you weren't here. It's a respect factor, I think. If you respect people, they respect you. And like I said, I have a lot of older guys that work for me. We actually have a great team that works for us. One of the best workforces we've had since we've been in business. They're all willing to go the extra mile, and I think that's because they see how hard that we work, and they see where we came from. Nothing was really ever given to us. We had to work to get to where we're at, and I think they respect that. We take care of them. They need anything, they know we're here for them, because at the end of the day, we're all family. If they need something from us, no matter what it is, they know we're there for them.
You got a great understanding of this. It's incredible, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. I'm impressed. Okay, look, I am. I'm not just saying it because, I could talk to you and I know you know what you're doing. You're there. Your hands get dirty. You know it.
Yeah.
And I think, that's the thing. Look, I talk about dirty hands, dirty jobs. All right. Look, our industry might be a little gritty, right?
A little bit.
But it's probably the most essential industry in America, and here's why.
I agree with that.
Without us, people say, well, farming, absolutely. Hospitals, absolutely. School, absolutely. You can't build any of it
that
without our material.
Correct.
You can't harvest food we eat without what we do, right?
That's correct.
So that's why I'm on this journey. And I love seeing, watching you guys getting out there, both of you, you're posting now, you're getting out there. The messaging about what we do is vital to our existence. And the fact of the matter is, the more you educate the people in your local area about what it is we do, guess what? They're going to go to you guys.
That's right.
Because you're advocating for something positive.
Yeah.
Right.
So what if it looks like hard work? Notice what is it? Thomas Edison said, most people miss opportunity because it comes dressed in overalls and looks like hard work.
Right. That's correct.
That's
right.
Well, honestly, that's one of my goals with the whole social media. I had one video go viral over a year and a half ago, and I was like, okay, so what is the message that I want to send home? And knowing who my audience is, I want to inspire these guys to work. There's nothing wrong with going to work, working hard, and providing for your family.
That's something that's missing
Period.
Nowadays. You don't see a lot of people that want. These people feel entitled, to something.
There's that out there. Well,
but
look,
there are a lot of hardworking people there too. Don't get me wrong.
I want to encourage you about social media because I'm out there every single day. It. I see you guys. I see the Drew Mims Alex Mims So, but here's the thing. It hasn't hurt my brand, and if you listen to a Brett Eckhart, Jennifer Betts, Stuart Kagan, who are out there every single day with something to say about what we do, it's going to grow.
Yeah.
I just encourage it because I look, I'm one voice, right? Mm-hmm. Repurpose, great, but I'm just one guy.
Yeah.
But think about what our industry will be like when we have thousands of people telling the policymakers that, hey, we're essential. And now they treat us that way.
Right, yeah.
Right.
They give us the respect, but we have to do the right thing. Our image, we hurt our image because of the sins of our past fathers in our industry.
True. Yeah.
Right? You know this, and you might not know it as well as I do just because of how old. We used to stick our heads in the sand. Nobody dared talk about what we did.
Right, yeah.
Well, it's time to get out of that shadow, time to step out front, and deliver the message of all the good we do.
Yeah, it's frowned upon to burn copper wire, right?
Right.
During the daytime, sunny day, stick a match to it. It's frowned upon,
Well,
I mean, and that was the rep that we got, and that was that was the way people
now
made
I know where
money.
you're going. I was going to say, you're not doing
Yeah,
that.
no,
Okay.
I'm not. I'm just saying that's kind of the
YouTube
image.
channel.
That's what made our image portray
What's
the way
that?
it
I
was.
just said not on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
No. I get, you're
I was
right,
sa-
but
yeah,
you're not
right.
wrong. So you're absolutely right. That used to be a practice
That
years
was-
ago, how people burned their insulated copper
That's
wire.
it.
Yeah.
You know, or not taking out the PCBs or
Right.
the
Drain the
mercury
oil right on the
switchies.
ground.
Right.
You know,
when you're
drain the
gonna-
oil on the ground. You know,
Gasoline tank. Punch a
All right.
hole in it. And,
Here's a
it's
question
all-
for the three of you. When you guys coming to visit me?
They've been on me. They said you've been inviting us, man, for
I
a
have
while.
invited. Look,
I know.
I've told him, John.
I want. Look, I see your thing. I want you to come see what
We
your
want it.
future looks like.
Yeah, we want to see
Yeah.
that.
Because I think our yard. I know
You're
it
ahead
sounds
of
like
the
I'm
curve,
bragging,
way
but I'm
ahead
telling you
of the
what,
curve, yeah,
it's a spotless operation.
yeah.
It's one of the cleanest I've seen.
And
Well, when you see it, then you see our forklifts. You know, I post my forklifts.
Yeah.
right, yeah,
Forklifts can be
most definitely,
scrape free,
yeah.
but you know, look,
That's a respect thing too. Having respect for your equipment, and that means your people inspect. They respect it. Your customer's going to respect it. It just falls down the line, the trickle down theory.
yeah, 100%. So look, I would love for you guys to come out, come
Absolutely.
visit,
I'd love to come.
make you some pizzas, Monica.
Do we have overalls? We're in
Huh?
Bakersfield, right? Bakersfield,
Say again?
Bakersfield, California.
Yeah.
We have to have overalls.
No, you don't have to. You can come dressed as you are. Although,
The
put some jeans on.
Jeans on her, right? Okay, got you. Yeah, we want to
Thank
come
you.
to Bakersfield. That'd be great, man.
But I would love to have you. I'd love to host you because I think one of the things I like, and part of the thing that I'm trying to do as well, because my dad taught me this. I didn't understand it until really recently, that you have a lot to offer and you're not asking for payment for anything. I'm not
Right.
offering, I want to show people what a yard can look like.
You're not looking for any accolades. You're doing it for the
My
good.
hand is not out.
That's
I don't
right.
need your.
That's
I was-
respectable too.
I was telling a customer today, and we're talking about he's wanting to buy a really big shear. And we're debating between two different styles. And I said, look, I'm not selling this to you. And he looks at me and he goes, until we decide which one you want, I don't need your money.
Right? Yeah.
I don't
That's
make
it.
blood. Let's make this decision together
Yeah.
because this
that's
is a
commendable. I mean,
multi-million
people
dollar
can see
stuff.
that too.
So,
Yeah.
Look, come out. Let's have conversations. Let's learn from each other. Let's build a relationship together.
Yeah.
Because, 10 years from now, we're still going to be in business together
Right.
and respect that, hey, what can we trade?
And
what
you can always
information we
learn
trade?
something from someone else, and no matter who it is. You can always, as long as you're open to.
Yes, sir.
to it,
Well, I am.
Don't close
And
yourself
so,
off.
that's why when Brett Eckhart called me, he says, hey, I'm driving from Houston up to, I forget where he was going.
Birmingham. I think.
Birmingham,
Yeah,
that's
Birmingham.
right. Because he has something he's going. He goes, who you know on the way? I go, well, I know the Mims. And he goes, cool, send me their number. So he couldn't come see you because it was
Yeah, it was out of his path,
A little bit
yeah.
out of his path. But, look at that. Think about that. You guys now kind of know Brett. He wanted to come see you, but a little out of his way. So
Yeah.
you know him on social media. We're doing this podcast. He'll take a look. I know Brett. And so he's going to, you guys will exchange information one day.
Right.
It's going to make you better. It's going to make him better. It's going to make
Absolutely.
me better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more
'Cause I
people
sure
you
now
know, the
don't
more
know it
things,
all.
the more places you can go, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to thank the three of you for sitting down with me, for being part of this podcast. I think it's a great story.
Thank you for having us, man.
You're welcome. But I think people need to know that, I've been putting a lot of families on. I did the brothers Lincoln, the brother Cozies. I love putting family. I had Stuart and Lisa. Families. I'm in a family business, right?
Right.
I love the family story. And
You don't have to have a lot of money to get started. You just have to have that drive, and everything
have
will
that
come
hustle,
to you.
right?
That's
yeah,
it.
that's
Gotta
it.
be willing to
If
grind.
You're willing to do it. It'll come
I
to
love
you.
the fact that Big Sis lets little brother run the show, and you're
Oh,
there
yeah.
to do what you want. You're there to help and
I
help
back
grow.
the boss up in every way, shape, and form. I'm not the boss. And I don't want to be.
And that's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But you want to help.
Oh,
That's right.
absolutely, yeah.
And I think that's great. Well,
Yeah.
listen, Drew, Greg, Alex, the three of you, thank you so much for coming on. I
Thank
wish
you
you
for
the
having me,
greatest
John.
success.
It's been a pleasure.
Godspeed, and let your success shine through with what you're doing, because I would be very happy to see it, and I'm rooting for you guys. I know you're going to be there. I think you're going to be there more. Before 5 years, we're going to see a lot more out of. I'm thinking I know, based on this conversation, what I'm going to see from you guys, and I can't wait to share in your success by just applauding your efforts, applauding your hard work, your honesty, and your good-naturedness. So good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome, sir. And that's it. That's the last podcast of ISRI 2024. Thank you, Mims, for joining me.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, John.
Right on,
you.
man.
This has been a Sierra International Machinery original audio series. Thanks for listening. Please share this podcast and make sure to subscribe.